Courtney Williams and Daniel Spencer had been rivals from the moment she'd walked through the doors of SummitBridge Consulting 2 years ago, dressed in a sleek navy suit and a determination that matched his own. He'd been quick to size her up, confident, sharp-eyed, ready to claim her place, unbothered by the coldly calculating eyes of her new colleagues. Daniel had been SummitBridge's rising star until she arrived, racking up one success after another. But Courtney was different, unyielding, with a tenacity that seemed to fuel her every move. So naturally, they hated each other. Courtney and Daniel had an unspoken agreement. She'd roll her eyes at his ideas, he'd scoff at hers, and both would spar openly in meetings until their boss, Mr. Oliver, cleared his throat, signaling them to calm down. Their mutual animosity was so well documented that the office gossip mill had christened them the Fire and Ice Duo. But that Friday morning, everything changed. They both received a message from Mr. Oliver, instructing them to join him in his office. Courtney glanced at Daniel as they walked side by side, neither breaking the silence. Ms. Williams, Mr. Spencer, you two are my best consultants. I have no doubt you'll excel working together on our latest project, landing evergreen tech. He leaned back, giving them a knowing look. I expect excellence from both of you. Together. Courtney and Daniel were trapped. There was no way out of it. They'd be working closely for the next 3 months. Their first meeting was tense, to say the least. Courtney was all precision, laying out spreadsheets, charts, and meticulously detailed plans. Daniel leaned back, arms crossed, throwing occasional barbs and chuckling whenever he got a reaction out of her. The tension, however, shifted one evening as they worked late. They'd both made the rookie mistake of forgetting dinner, and when Courtney's stomach growled, Daniel raised an eyebrow. Starving yourself to win a point, he teased. I don't need tricks to beat you, she shot back, trying to keep her voice steady as her stomach betrayed her again. With a grin, Daniel grabbed his phone and ordered from the Thai place down the street. He watched as she looked at him, stunned. I'll get your favorite, pad Thai, right? How do you know that? She asked, suspicious. He shrugged. You're always eating it during lunch meetings. It's hard not to notice. For the first time, she felt herself softening just a bit. They settled into a rhythm over the following weeks, working long hours, poring over data, reviewing their pitch, and in quiet, rare moments, they began to talk about things outside of work. Courtney learned that Daniel was fiercely loyal to his family, taking care of his younger sister after their parents had passed. And he discovered Courtney's habit of carrying around a sketchbook, something she tried to keep hidden, but which he glimpsed on her desk one late night. One evening, they were the only two left in the office, their laughter echoing through the empty halls after a particularly funny story from Courtney about her disastrous first attempt at cooking. Daniel watched her, realizing her laughter was softer than he'd imagined, her smile a little brighter. He found himself wanting to hear it again. After a moment of silence, she looked at him, brow raised. What? Nothing, he replied, but his voice held an unfamiliar gentleness. I guess it's nice seeing you laugh like that. She was surprised but managed to respond with a small smile. Yeah, well, don't get used to it. But they both knew it was too late. The change between them was subtle at first. Smaller smiles, gentler tones. Courtney found herself laughing at his jokes, even when they were at her expense. Daniel started offering to help with her reports, his usual sarcasm softening with every night they stayed late. Their colleagues began noticing, exchanging knowing glances when the two would sit together during lunch. Then, one afternoon, as they were putting the final touches on their presentation, Courtney's hand brushed against Daniel's on the mouse. They froze. She looked up, meeting his gaze, and felt something shift, a crack in the wall they'd built between them. She felt herself blush, and he chuckled softly, not pulling his hand away. "You don't have to fight me all the time, you know," he whispered, his voice low. "Maybe," she replied, barely audible. The air grew thick, charged with something unspoken but undeniable. On the day of the presentation, they were both nervous, but the seamless way they worked together amazed everyone. The clients loved their pitch, the chemistry between them sparking in every word they exchanged. As they walked out of the conference room, the exhilaration got the best of them. Courtney turned to him, her eyes alight. "We did it," she whispered, almost as if she didn't believe it. Daniel didn't think. He closed the distance between them, catching her by surprise as he pulled her into a soft, lingering kiss. It was sweet, tentative, the kind that left both of them breathless. When they finally broke apart, they were both smiling. What was that?" she asked, laughing despite herself. He shrugged, looking at her with a tenderness she'd never seen before, brushing a stray strand of hair behind her ear. "Maybe just something we should have done a long time ago." They left the office together, and for once, it felt like they weren't rivals or colleagues. They were simply two people, finally seeing each other for who they really were.
Coffee stains on your desk, meeting rooms with sleepy eyes. Your smile cuts through the noise, love's disguise in office ties. Paper hearts in pencil ink, whispers when the lights are low. Cupid's arrows start to sink in boardrooms where our love can grow. Secret notes behind the screen, quiet laughs when no one's near. Timing meetings just to see the only one who brings me cheer. Paper hearts in pencil ink, whispers when the lights are low. Cupid's arrows start to sink in boardrooms where our love can grow. Overtime is not so tough when you're the one beside my chair. Memos flirting just to see, to show me how much you care. Copy machines, our secret spot, behind the files we steal a glance. Hidden in this mundane plot, a hidden art office romance. Overtime is not so tough when you're the one beside my chair. The memos flirting just enough to show me how much you care. Copy machines are secret spot. Behind the files we steal a glance. Hidden in this mundane clock, the hidden office romance.